Hey guys, it's Whiskey River, and I got a video here on an average Rex gameplay session on Arazoa. So thanks for clicking on the video, and I hope you enjoy it. This mate picked probably the worst spot in that pond to take a drink. Lucky for my Rex Bertha here, she got a meal. But that mate clearly saw me standing there when it ran by, I think. And there was two crocodiles in the pond as well. So I'm not really sure why they chose that spot to pick, but I'm glad they did for me, for my Rex. But this area here is Hunter's Thicket, and it's a good area for Rexes. It's good and bad. Right now, with Savannah being the hot spot, it's good for ambushing. The traffic here is a lot higher than normal because those ponds in Savannah do dry up, and so a lot of people will come over here to drink. But because of that, also there's a lot of other Rexes that know that this is a good spot, and there's a lot of cover all around, and it's a watering hole, so it attracts a lot of Rexes. So the problem with it is that you can't really go more than about 15 minutes without bumping into a Rex, and that means that you've got to territory challenge the Rex. And when you territory challenge, even if you win, you wind up with lower health. So I got lucky here and I was able to hunt first, and then I could deal with these territory challenges, which I do here with this Torvo. And it looked like he was just passing through. I think he was getting a drink and he's just walking by and he's not responding to me, which they really should respond. Run into that a lot where people just don't respond to your territory challenge. He should be for calling, but it looked to me like he was just passing through, so I'm going to let him go, especially being on a body. And then, of course, you know, being on a Rex, you get to deal with all the mini mods. It's a person in local demanding that I territory challenge the other apex in the area, which I did. I told him I would, and he says, then go do it, LMAO. I mean, he's just being rude and toxic, so probably flying around on a foul, and he can, from a bird's eye view, see everything in the area. And obviously, where I'm standing, I can't. And the other person, you know, that's in the area says, if I see somebody, I'll do it. You know, and I said the same thing. You know, it's not, the person probably has the best intentions, but you know, it's not your job to be a moderator. Mini-modding's actually against the rules, and it can get annoying when people do that. You know, you don't know what you don't know what we're doing, you don't know what we can see. You know, just go play the game, you know, mind your business and play your game, whatever you're on. You don't need to police the area, especially when you don't know the rules. You know, a lot of the people that like to mini-mod and make demands in local chat are the ones that don't know the rules clearly. You know, the rules don't say that we have to territory challenge each other on site. We have to territory challenge each other if we want to hang out in the territory, but if we don't see each other, we don't have to territory challenge each other. So, and it's not, you know, it's not natural for you to be flying around and then communicating with everybody in the area what's going on. And what made this particular one even like especially annoying and toxic is that he's like making these demands in a span of about 15 seconds. If you notice the timestamps on the local chat, like as if that's even enough time for somebody to respond to another Rex. So I mean, they're just intentionally, I think, being annoying and toxic, which, you know, is obviously irritating sometimes. But once I do see the other Rexes, I do free call in a reasonable amount of time. But you can see this is what poses a problem with this area, is that it is a decent area to ambush, but there's so many Rexes here, you've got to now territory challenge them, and then you're sitting at low health. So it's not ideal to hunt at less than low health. Even though this is a good area to ambush, everybody knows Rexes hang out here, so most people are prepared. And it's easy to defend against because people know the areas that the Rexes like to jump from and ambush from, and they avoid them. So it's not, you know, it makes it a more challenging spot. And while it is good theoretically because of the traffic and because of the other Rexes and because of all the stuff that happens, doesn't always work out, as you can see here. I got very lucky, that I was able to hunt that mate first, but there's 2 other Rexes that I just bumped into, and I haven't been here for 5 minutes. Turns out there was actually 5 Rexes in this area. Us 3 that we just saw, me and these other 2, and then there was 2 more hiding in the woods. There was one sleeping right behind me, and there was another one that I heard growling off in the distance. And that's probably what the fowl was talking about. And we do have to territory challenge each other, indeed. Oh, that croc got the aloe. So let's see, it's a good spot for Sarcos too. This guy wasn't sure what he was doing at first because he wasn't 3 calling, but once he popped Deep Rumble, I knew. So at this point, he popped Deep Rumble first. All I had to do was counter Deep Rumble, and his Deep Rumble timer's already started, and so I know I can lead here with a charge bite, land that, and that's game over for him. He bone broke as well, so charge bite versus bone break is 10 times more damage. So I've got Deep Rumble timer while we're fighting. I'm gonna have it longer than him. Some of his, was burning while we were not even fighting each other. So he wasted his Deep Rumble, and I hit him with a charge bite. So that's game over. So a little bit later, this is on another Rex actually, but I hopped over to this area of the map because I try to stay in areas that are not savanna. I always wind up back there because it's just where all the players are. But I probably like to pop over here a few times though in a session just to see what's going on. Because if I can hang out and play in a different area than savanna, then that's what I'll do. And a lot of times when I come here, I don't run into anything anymore, since Savannah's the hot spot, but this time I did bump into these 2 Gigas, and we had a nice fight. With the Gigas, the Giga Rex is a tough challenge. If the Gigas know what they're doing, I'm in big trouble. But I can figure it out pretty early on. One of the telltales is that they lead with bulldoze like that. Makes it easy to land a bone break, and even though I missed that bone break right there, I'm able to get him again when he comes back around. They're just staying way too close to me, but they don't have pain inhibitor. They're using the bleed call. It amplifies the bleed, which against a Rex isn't the best. We want pain inhibitor when you're playing a Giga, but you can see it's still a good fight. It comes down to very, very close. I'm still pretty low health. The main thing is my stamina. As a Rex, in order to keep on to the one that you need to focus on, you're going to be using bone breaks, and sometimes you have to sprint around the one that's body blocking. So, yeah, typical session of a Rex. It was a good one. I got an ambush, got to territory challenge a Rex, and got to territory challenge a couple of Gigas. So it was a good little session I had, and I wanted to share it. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and hope to see you out there in Gondola. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.